Welcome back to another video from the Debate Room podcast. We're going to be reacting to Game 4 of the Mavericks and OKC series. This was an interesting game, to be honest. I'm not going to lie. I feel like the Mavericks held the momentum for the entirety of the game until that fourth quarter when Shea just went absolutely stupid, making incredible mid-range shots. He wasn't even allowed to get to the rim, and he was just rising up and making shots all down the stretch of the fourth quarter and the second half. He had I believe 21 or something like that in the second half.
Yeah,
For a lot of
22.
this for a lot of this game, I'm not gonna lie, until the fourth quarter, I plan on getting on here and talking about how Mark Daigneault has been our coach, how Josh Giddey has been terrible, how the OKC Thunder need another point guard because Shea can't make decisions out of traps or when the defense is rotating, which I still think a lot of that is true. Mark Daigneault has got out coach. I think Shea still needs to be better as a decision maker and a playmaker. And Mark and Giddey has been terrible this series, but because of Shea's brilliance in the fourth quarter, the whole conversation has changed. And now we're talking about how Luka has been terrible this playoffs. He's been terrible in the series, and him and the Mavs sold this game bad. With a chance to go up 3-1, he misses free throw to basically lose the game. And he was terrible tonight, especially scoring. I thought he was great at a playmaker at points, but then you look back at his box score, he had 7 turnovers. So even then, nothing about what he did today was great. But yeah, I feel like, the Thunder. I never thought they were gonna win this game because the Mavericks controlled the momentum. They controlled the tempo. They were being way more physical. They were out rebounding them. They were not allowing OKC to get to the paint at all. Every time Shea had the ball, he tried to drive. They had defenders waiting to rotate. They had Gafford and Lively in the paint, contesting every shot. Great defensive game plan from Jason Kidd. But before we even get into all that, I want the OKC's fans' thoughts on the game because I know um, it felt like we were texting in the group chat. You kind of felt like this game was over. Um,
Who
Almost
did?
giving up on the series. Oh, come on, bro. you think that I was gonna lose, bro? This entire game to the fourth quarter. Come on
Supposed to
now.
go Max, first quarter thoughts. Just don't look like we want it. We can't shoot, whatever. But defensively,
All of
not
it was
closing out
negative.
is killing us. Uh, and we talked about the one possession. And then I said, if Josh Giddey gets blocked one more time, I'm gonna throw something. And then you actually gave up. I'm not gonna lie. If y'all lose in 5, that's a disappointment for me. I'm sorry. You said
Okay,
that. I didn't say that.
it
And then
is.
I
It was
just
a
said I
very
didn't give up at
disappointment.
all. But the first half looked bleak. The first half looked gross.
At any point before the fourth quarter, did you think we was winning this game?
Huh?
At any point before the fourth quarter, did you think we were gonna win this game?
The third. When we started coming back in the third, we got within 5 in the third. We started clawing back in the third. Did I think it was like a guaranteed, oh, we're winning this? No, but I thought we had a chance. Um, I don't know. You can tell me otherwise. But yeah, I mean, it was the first half was very bleak. The second half we brought it in within 5, and it still looked pretty gross. It's tough to have these dog fights with a young team. Like you like a lot of experience on these kind of games where it's kind of like a just long fought out game. And obviously OKC does not have the experience of these long playoff series before because it's a lot of people's first time in the playoffs. My big thing going down the stretch was it was amazing that Shea was hooping how he was. He was getting to his spots, even getting pushed off ball. The one shot like over the backboard on the left side, like that was amazing. But it just seemed like all series long so far, Luca and Kyrie more specifically, Kyrie can be that guy in the clutch. But they've relied on other players who have been the guy in the clutch for them. Um, whether that's PJ Washington, whether it's Josh Green, whatever. Like people have made plays in the clutch. In this game, I was really, really hoping that someone else would step up. Then after that was the Chet 3, then the Dort 3, then Chet hit 2 free throws, super clutch. Like they are role players, being Lou Dort, but Chet was also able to make big plays and make our free throws and actually close out the game. Free throw wise, we were shot, I think, 19 of 20. I think that was the final count. Shot 95% from the line, which is amazing. When I think Dallas shot sub 50, I don't know, they might have been a little over, but they were like, I think 12 for like 22 or 23, um, which is huge. If you're shooting the same amount of free throw shots You're making 10 more. It's huge, especially for how he gets the line to hit those effectively is big. It's a good win. It's not one that I think that we deserve the whole game. It's fine. Yeah, I don't think we deserve that one the whole game. But down the stretch, winning a game like that versus an experienced Dallas team is huge. I think it's huge momentum going into game 5. I'm not going to say we have Dallas where we want them. I don't even hate on Luka that much for being bad. Luka's injured and he has Lou Dort on him. Like, I don't think that's a negative to his game. Like, I don't think.
Lou Dort should not be able to guard him, and he can't guard him. He can't guard
But
him.
it's an injured Luka. It's still an injured Luka. He can look fine. He's still injured.
If you're out there, you gotta play. I'm sorry. Everybody's banged up in the playoffs.
Weird. Anyways, that's
It's not
weird.
weird.
But like you can't just like have an injury and be like, oh, you're gonna be the same Luka. 45
He has
points
to be
per
better.
game, Luka.
He has to be better.
Huh?
He needs to be better, or they're gonna lose the
Okay.
series. He has to be better,
Fine.
or they're gonna lose the
Fine.
series.
Yeah, you got to shoot
It's
more.
the facts.
You got to shoot better from 3. But like you can say that about anybody. Kyrie can score more and they can win the series.
Yes, he has to be better for them to win the
PJ
series.
Washington doesn't shoot 9 for 17. They could be better.
No, PJ Washington was great
5 for
tonight. I don't know
11
why he doesn't get any blame.
Huh?
He doesn't get any blame. He was great tonight. He doesn't get any blame. The reason they lost this game is Luka.
Huh?
The reason they lost the game is Luka. He's
I get you, but I don't fault
proprietor.
Luka because you have one of the best perimeter on ball defenders in the league, and he's not 100%. That's a tough recipe to play well with. That's not easy. To be honest, you can say whatever you want about who let who. Yes, I think Luka should have made bigger shots. Kyrie could have stepped up. Whatever. I think Kyrie only had what, like, 15 points, 14 points,
9 points. He had 9 points today on 4-11 shooting.
Yeah, Luke had a triple double. That's cool. Shot 22% from 3 and 30% from the field. Yeah, that's not great. Obviously, you can't be shot chucking in these kind of playoff games. But Dallas as a whole, you can blame whoever you want. Dallas gave up that game. Going into the third quarter, like we were shooting terrible. Again, I think a lot of more open shots, so maybe we just weren't shooting well. I don't know if it was as much of a defensive scheme. If you're saying leave people open that's fine, but I'm saying like contested wise. But I do think Dallas not gave us the game, but Dallas just stopped looking like they won anymore. They didn't get the offensive rebounds. They didn't get the defensive rebounds. They weren't hitting the threes that they were in the first half. So big game.
They were dominating the boards the entire game. I think you guys actually ended the game off with more rebounds, which was crazy. It was an entire flip.
The first half they were killing us, I thought.
Yeah, it was an entire flip from the first half to second half. It was like
they had more. They had 47. We had 45.
Okay, well, it was a much wider margin in the first half. So they actually they dominated the guys basically in the second half, and the game report isn't out yet. I don't think so. I can't really look at all the stats as far as what I look at, but the conversation is going to be obviously about Luka, and rightfully so. He played terrible. I'm not giving him any passes. I'm sorry. He is injured, yes, for sure. But there's been times where we don't give injured players like Joel Embiid passes. Tatum got slandered last year, even though he got hurt in Game 7. He is the second, third best player in the NBA. You get held to a different standard. He needs to be better. He hasn't been better. He hasn't been good at any point, to be honest, in this entire playoffs, as far as what we know Luka to be. So he needs to be better, or they're going to lose the series. And then, those conversations are going to be had. Mark Daigneault, you got away with one, buddy. You got away with one, buddy, because you need to stop putting Giddey out there. No more Giddey minutes. No more Giddey minutes. You bring him, you start him, and then the Mavericks get a big lead, start the game. You got to claw back the entire game. Stop putting him out there. He can't shoot. He can't defend. He can't play make, but
he just looks scared.
His playmaking is not good enough for where you. His playmaking is not good enough. Like, it doesn't suffice enough for him, to offset all those other things that he's bad at on the court. You can't keep playing him. Play more Casey Wallace. I beg of you. Casey Wallace was great tonight. Please, more Jalen Williams. He was big tonight as far as rebounding and stuff like that.
I didn't like the Kenrich Williams move was weird because that might have been like it worked out, but that might have been one of the dumbest fouls I think of the game. Like, Derek Lively is going to dunk that. You're not getting it. You're not going to block that. Like, that play itself made no sense to me. I don't know why K Hustle tried to block that. I don't know why, because then it just turned to technicals and everything else came from that. That was like you're in for 8 minutes, you shoot one shot. That's from the game. That's what I remember him from the game from, was that foul, which did nothing but spark their entire spark their entire fans and everybody else. That made zero sense to me. And for the first time, I think playing all series, or am I tweaking? No, he played 3
Oh yeah,
minutes.
yeah.
3 minutes in game one.
I was very, very, very shocked that he put Kenrich out there, you know what I'm saying? Because he hasn't played the entire series. So for just throw him out there without any rhythm, it was questionable to me. Also, want to speak on J-Dub, he got to be better. I think he was like, what, 6 for 19, 5 for 18 tonight? He was terrible.
10, 11 points.
Yeah, he got to be better in game 5. But I think going back home, they will be better. I think you guys have the momentum right now. I do think they will. I do think they will win game 5. I had the series going 7. LKC winning the 7. They do have home court advantage, so that plays into their hand a little bit as well. So I think you guys win in 7. I think this is a big win. Like, this obviously is do or die. If you guys lose game, you're going home, and then the conversation is much different. I still think there's a lot to pull out of this. Like the fact that you guys again still need a big. You guys again still need a playmaker, because like SGA is a 2. He's a 2. I'm sorry, he's played point guard this year and last year, but he's playing out of position. He is not a great playmaker. And sometimes he doesn't even look like a good playmaker. You guys need to get a point guard really, really badly, because that was supposed to be Giddey, but he can't stay on the floor. And so you guys need someone to
Yeah, but
consistently
it's
make
like
decisions
you
out
need
of
to
the play.
you need to get a point guard that's not like, I'd say, an all-star. You know what I mean? Because you still want your
Oh yeah,
offense
that's
to
not
run through. You know what I mean?
yeah,
Like,
that's
I
not
love it.
attainable.
I'm just saying, what do you mean it's not attainable?
Like, what all-star guard is like, I mean, what all-star point guard is they're gonna be able to get that's available right now?
Trae Young.
No, just doesn't fit.
Why?
He is from Oklahoma though. He just
I'm
doesn't
saying, like,
fit.
they
He needs
have
the
the
ball in his
but
hands too much. He
that's
can't play off
fine.
the
I'm just
ball.
saying, asset-wise, they could get almost anybody they want. Like, it's not an issue with that.
Yes, yes, but
Yeah,
it
I
doesn't
get
really
it. You're
fit.
talking fit-wise. I understand.
Yeah,
That's what I'm saying. Like, I don't think you want a Tyus Jones, right? A guy who's very clean, won't get turnovers, gets assists, can play make, is gonna be cheap, but, like, the offense it's still Shea's offense. It's still Shea being the number 1 option. Like, I don't think, especially with J-Dub and Chet, I think they're showing that maybe they can be those guys. J-Dub obviously has to show up in some of these moments if he's gonna be the 2. Chet's kind of flashed. Like, a game like today, what do you have, 17 points, 18 points? Like,
Chet was great today. Chet was great. I think he had 18
but,
and
like,
10
I
and
don't
like
think
4 or
you
5
can
blocks.
if you're the number 2 on a number 1 team in the West, I need a little more production as far as points-wise.
From Chet?
I need Yes, I need more support because
Chet
not
is a
every
3.
game.
Chet is a
Huh?
3. Chet is
But
the
I'm
3,
saying if
first
J
of
doesn't
all.
show up, who's the 2?
You can't really ask much more of Chet, bro. He has also have to be the best defender on the other side. He's the best defender on OKC. He is literally
Better
the
than
best
Ludo.
defender. Yes. Yes. What are you talking about? Lou Dort is like, he literally is only good in certain matchups. Like, guarding someone like that's bigger than him, like, it's gonna be really tough. Like Brandon Ingram that's not what I'm talking about. But like with someone like Luka, like 6'7" strong, he's only good in certain matchups. He can't really guard like all 4 positions. He can like hold his own, but like nah. So I would consider people like Jay. He's still elite, but he's not like the top of the top. I wouldn't say no. And yes, Chet is better than him because rim protection matters more. It's a reason why they were the top 5 defense this year or top 7 defense this year when they got Chet, and they last year they
Yeah,
had
I don't
Dort.
know.
You know what I'm
Some
saying?
playoff team, especially a team like Dallas, I think perimeter defense is huge.
Chet's been better than him this playoffs. He's been the second best defender in the playoffs this year, behind
Fine.
Evan Mobley. Evan Mobley. Yeah, so I mean, Chet is a better defender. I'm sorry.
Put a little more respect on Lou Dort. You didn't like when I put him on all defensive teams, so you got to put a little more respect on him.
I think you guys might have to move off of him at some point. I'm
Huh?
not gonna lie. You guys might have to move off of him at some point.
It's just contract wise. 20 mil is
It's
a
not about his
lot.
contract. It's not about his contract. He's just a black hole offensively. I'm sorry. He can hit open threes, yes, but he cannot drive at all. He cannot play make. He cannot dribble. So it's like having him on the court
Am
is
I crazy
detrimental.
to think that you don't need 5 playmakers in your team at all times?
It's not about playmakers. It's not about playmakers, but he's not good offensively. I'm sorry, he isn't. He isn't.
But
I'm sorry.
like you're thinking like everyone offensively is, you have to be a playmaker and you have to be a shooter.
You don't have to
There's
be.
more to offense than that.
You don't have to be. You don't have to be.
There's
He
more to offense than
offensively,
that.
like offensively, he is not good. I'm sorry, and so having him on the court sometimes is a liability in the playoffs. I think it will be for them coming up here soon. When they as we go on in their career, I think Casey Wallace in a few years he'll be ready. He'll be ready. Casey
Yeah,
Wallace
he's played great. He's played great. His 2 threes in the third were huge.
he won't be as good as him defensively, but
He's
offensively,
better
Casey
offensively.
Wallace, yes,
Fine.
he can be better than him. So because you have him, I think Lou Dort in the future will be expendable. Giddy
Yeah,
clearly
depends
has
on
to
what.
go. I've been
Huh?
telling you this for years. I've been telling you this. I told you Giddy has to go before the season even started. Like I've been on.
I switched my 2 mid-year. I switched my 2 mid-year.
I told you, bro. I told you. I was sending his on-off numbers before the season even started. I told you he was trash. He got to go, bro. No
Yeah, I
slander.
switched
I'm
my 2
sorry, but
mid-year.
you're not trash. You're not trash. You just don't fit this team.
I
As we get
I
up there,
hope
as we get up there, subscribers, we got like rephrase how we say stuff.
yeah. I don't think I ever call anybody trash. So if we can go back in the receipts, I don't call people trash.
I don't
Um,
know. You probably do. You're not immune to it, bro.
I think the only person I'd probably say who I get mad at is Devin Booker.
France. You call France for that?
Franz deservedly is. Franz deservedly is. You guys made fun of me when I said J-Dub was better than Franz. Look at us now. Please stop that. Anyways,
That wasn't
yeah,
true coming into the season, so that's probably where.
huh?
It wasn't true coming into the season. But yeah, I think good win, great win. You guys escaped
No.
with this W. Hard fought out. Somehow kept your composure throughout
Yeah.
this entire game. And so you're going into game 5 with a lot of momentum. But there's glaring changes that need to be had. Like you can't forget. Like
I'm
even
just
though you
saying.
won, like Shannon Sharp said, what you wouldn't accept in a loss, you wouldn't accept in the win. Whatever the whatever it
Yeah,
is
I
the saying.
understand.
So
Like,
Giddy, don't touch the floor anymore.
yeah.
Need to rebound
It's
better, obviously.
like
But
I know we are not like this. Like obviously like, we're not this perfect championship contender right now. Like right, we do have issues, and that's why like okay, let's say we get through Dallas, right? I don't like. I, I'm I'm very scared of next round for how good of front courts these 2 teams have. Like, I think Jokic might have, like, a 30 rebound game.
oh yeah, you're not going to the finals, but y'all go to the Western
Like,
Conference Finals. I could beat those.
but I'm just saying, like, that's I guess we'll talk about it if and when it happens. I might have to have, like, a reality check, though, about how I think this next series is gonna go. Simply especially I'd say especially if it's Minnesota, just for the personnel they have to try and close off Shea, um, and the bigs they have. But Denver's just got the experience now. They have the players, they have the size. Like, both those teams I think are very scary going into the next round. So
Yeah, I mean, I just want Shea. All I care about is Shea and Chet playing well. That's all I care about. In casing. Outside of that, don't really care. Well, I'm not. I like J Dub. I'm not like a J Dub fan or nothing like that. But I'm a Casey fan. I'm a Chet fan. I'm a Shea fan. Shea first playoff moment. It was great. That was great, man. Great to watch. Because people have been doubting him as a playoff. Call him a playoff chopper. Right now, I think it's pretty much neutral. He struggled in that Pelican series in some games, like in like 2 or 3 of those games. I would say he's pretty average. Had a great game in that OKC series.
he's had Herb on him in that first round.
Yep, he had, and then game 1 he was pretty good. Last game he was pretty good until the fourth quarter. He was god awful. So this was his like first, I think, complete dominant takeover, willing to win game. And this is the first moment he had. If he would hit that shot, bro, that would have been insane.
The
Yeah,
the rim around one, yeah.
yep.
I don't know. He's
Gotta,
been shooting well. He's been playing good defensively. I can't ask much more
yeah,
from a
he
number
does.
1 right now. Being 2-2, I can't ask much more. I guess sure you could drop 50, but like with how he's been playing right now, I've been very happy. So he's been leading this team very well.
I'm looking for some type of offensive adjustment from Mark Daigneault. They have to be able to. They thrive at getting points in the paint. So and slashing, and Dallas took that away for a lot of this game. I think they have the centers had 12 blocks and had like 2 fouls this entire game. So Dallas loading up, taking away the paint, forcing their 3-point shooters to hit shots. And so if you're not going to be able to knock down shots, you guys got to be able to attack the basket some way. So I'm looking for some type of offensive adjustment from Mark. I'm looking for him to shorten the rotation even more. This is game 5 now. Things are getting serious, Mark. You got to stop trolling. don't know why you keep putting Giddy out there. I don't know what the Terrence Williams
Starting.
adjustments was, but start the game with Aaron Wiggins next game, please, or Isaiah Joe. So yeah.
I was gonna say you're playing a 7-man with Joe, J-Dub, and let's say you start Kaysen. Joe, J-Dub, and Wiggins off the bench.
Or Jalen Williams. They need backup
Sorry,
center.
not J-Will. J-Will. My fault.
Luka, lock in, please, brother. You're one of my favorite players. I need you to. This is really getting ridiculous. And so I really don't like in the middle of the series. I pick OKC to win, so I'm kind of rooting for them. I want to be right. I want to be right. So
I don't,
that's all. That's all. You know, yeah. That's
I'm
all I'm
like
saying. I don't know.
I keep saying it because I think it's gonna happen once I say it's not. I'm waiting for the Luca game. Like it's gonna happen eventually. Luca will go nuclear and go for 40 or 45 one of these games. And
Yeah,
the
but as long as
later,
they,
but like the
as long as
later in the
they,
series it gets, the more detrimental it is to the series. You know what I mean? If it is that in game 2, game 3, whatever, you win. But doing it in game 7, that's the that's the moment to do it. So I'm getting
it, it genuinely might not happen. He's like pretty hurt. I do recognize that, but again, it's not an excuse. I'm not because again, almost a lot of people are injured right now in the playoffs. It's an 82 game season. People are beat up, like, and he said himself, he comes from a place where they are pushed to play through injuries, and he's been injured in the playoff series before. He was injured in 2022, and he went in the Midwest Conference Finals. So that's gonna do it for our recap of the game, though. Um, Mock draft video is doing really well so far. And I think that's not done growing either. Um, Channel is doing really well right now. We're about to hit 1,100 subscribers. Thank you guys for tuning in. Follow us on our social media accounts up at the top, and we are out.